The 1-2 pitch. Low and in for a ball. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals, LLC. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts
and descriptions of this
game
may not be
disseminated without
the express written consent of
the St. Louis Cardinals, brought to you by
Brown and Crouppen.
A great
law
firm. There's a foul ball out of play off to the right. The Cardinals come back from the road trip to Arizona and Oakland on Friday, April 19th, a 7:15 game against Milwaukee. Getting into division play. 1:15 on Saturday the 20th, 1:15 on Sunday the 21st. 5,000 tickets remain for Friday, 2,000 remain for Saturday and Sunday. And here's a ground ball base hit to center field. Contreras is 1 out of 3. And he's on for the second time as he walked back in the third. Now Nolan Gorman.
You can't do the math this way, and you can't just continue it and say, what if. But I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, if Victor's
Thanks
got
for the disclaimer on that.
I got the disclaimer, but I'm going to disseminate it anyway. If Vic does not move towards second and he's on first, maybe he goes to second on that ground ball, scores on that base hit, and we've got a one-run game.
So a conference on the mound. Real Muto is out there, along with Caleb Cotham, the pitching coach. A couple of hits in the inning, but Scott took a step towards second. The Phillies recognized that, tagged him, and he was out.
And the real reason I say you can't do it is because the pitcher might throw a different pitch. He might be, they might work the batter differently. I mean, everything's different from the defensive point of view to where you defend people, all that stuff. And so, again, it's not a one-to-one thing, but certainly a frustrating part of this inning.
So 5,000 tickets remain for the Friday game on the 19th against Milwaukee. 2,000 on Saturday, 2,000 Sunday. Both of those games 1:15 on the 20th and 21st. Then the Diamondbacks are in 6:45, 6:45, and 12:15 Monday through Wednesday. The foul ball, that goes behind Stubby Clapp, the Cardinals' first base coach, off the bat of Nolan Gorman. So get your tickets right now, cardinals.com/tickets, or phone 314-345-9000, or go to SeatGeek. The one-strike pitch. Soto from the belt. Here it comes. That is over for a strike at 98, the lower portion of the strike zone. Tough pitch to negotiate. 0-2 on Gorman, who has popped out, grounded into a double play. He walked in the sixth, and Nolan was left on at second base. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
When Gorman has hit the ball hard, he's hit it to center field. I mean, his home run alley right now seems to be straightaway center field, long way from home plate.
The 1-2. Slider just outside, and a take there by Gorman. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sir Anthony Dominguez is throwing in the bullpen, backing up Gregory Soto, who is facing his 4th batter. Arenado, a right-handed batter, is on deck. Contreras singled with 2 outs. He takes a lead. And the 2-2 pitch for left-handed batting Nolan Gorman. Outside, a full count. On the 3-2 pitch, Contreras will take off at first. 4-2 Philadelphia. The Phillies have out-hit the Cardinals 8-5. The runner goes. The pitch is high. Ball 4. The Cardinals have 2 on with 2 outs, and Arenado coming up. And he has to break out of his power slump sometime. And we have a pitching change. Sir Anthony Dominguez is going to come on to face Arenado. This change is brought to you by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill. We'll take a break and come right back.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
When you have a cracked windshield, who can you trust? Choose the auto glass experts at Safelite. We make it so easy, you can schedule at safelite.com. With our state-of-the-art technology, we can replace your windshield and recalibrate your car's advanced safety system to get you back on the road safely. Schedule now at safelite.com. Go ahead, play that jingle.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Looking for an event space that will leave your guests talking? Cardinals Special Events offers all sorts of unique venue options in the St. Louis Cardinals' iconic Busch Stadium, as well as in Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. From corporate celebrations to personal milestones and everything in between, Cardinals Special Events can help your group make memories that will last a lifetime. Visit cardinals.com/events to learn more.
When was the last time you visited Gateway Arch National Park? Wander 5 miles of paved paths. Rise to new heights on a tram ride to the top. Discover unforgettable stories of shared history in our free world-class museum. And marvel in the builder's experience as you watch our documentary movie. Peer into the past as you slip on a headset in our VR theater. And grab a souvenir from the Arch store to remind you to visit again soon. Plan your adventure for everything below at gatewayarch.com/below.
With 2 outs, Contreras singled and Nolan Gorman walked, chasing lefty Gregory Soto. Hard-throwing Sir Anthony Dominguez is on now, and he's pitching to the cleanup batter Nolan Arenado. The pitch. Arenado takes a strike. 29-year-old Sir Anthony Dominguez, 6'1", 225 pounds. So far this year, through 5 outings, 0-0, a 7.71 ERA.
Giving up a couple of home runs in 4 innings of work.
The pitch. Arenado takes a fastball that cuts outside off the plate, 1-1. Dominguez, the 4th pitcher of the day for the Phillies. Nola went 6. Strom, a very fast 7th inning. Soto 2 outs in the 8th. With 2 on, Arenado is facing Dominguez. The pitch by the big right-hander, and that's in there right at 97 miles an hour above the knees. 1-2 on Arenado. Contreras is at second. Gorman is the tying run at first base. 4-2 Philadelphia. The pitch to Arenado. He swings and gets a hit to center. Contreras is going to come around to score. A wide turn at second and back to the bag. Gorman. The Cardinals trail by 1. And pin that run on Soto.
Nice easy swing by Arenado. His first hit of the game, his 5th RBI of the season.
A hit like that just might get him going, Ricky.
No doubt. He had his 9-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. Hit that ball off the end of the bat, but nice smooth stroke and keeps the inning going.
Ivan Herrera put the Cardinals on the scoreboard with the leadoff home run in the 2nd, and the pitch to Herrera taken up and in, ball 1. Dominguez gets Herrera off the plate. 1 out of 3 for Ivan today. He has 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. A base hit could tie it up here. A step off by Dominguez and a look to second base where Gorman seems to be annoying Dominguez.
You mentioned it's been a rough game for Victor Scott. Now the kind of the rounding first base the wrong way really stands out this inning.
The pitch. A foul ball, a jam shot, and sure enough, Herrera pulled that to the camera well next to the third base dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike. Herrera's batting .300. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. He has 9 hits. Wide open stance, the pitch. A swing and a miss. Slider that was way outside, and it appeared Herrera had his mind made up to swing no matter the location.
Over anxious there for sure. Kittredge is ready. Gallegos has been up in the Cardinals bullpen as well.
Arenado was able to shorten his stroke and get a hit. Herrera sends one foul. That goes out of play down the right field line as he shortened up the stroke there. And stays alive at 1-2. A 1-run ball game. The Cardinals are 1-2 in 1-run games. The Phillies are 1-1. 4-3 Philadelphia. 2 on, 2 outs. The pitch. Herrera takes it way outside, 97. What was going to be the fastball of a lifetime for Dominguez.
Things have been pretty evenly matched in this series. The Phillies won in extra innings in Game 1. Cardinals won 3-0 yesterday. We've got a tight game here in Game 3.
2-2. on 23-year-old Ivan Herrera. The pitch to him. He fouls one back to the screen, hanging tough. That was 97, middle in. Dominguez with a new ball. 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 1 run so far, charged to Soto. He walked Gorman, and Gorman belongs to Soto. Arenado got the hit off Dominguez and takes a lead at first. The pitch. Herrera strokes it foul, out of play. That goes down the right field line. That's in the second level over there. Herrera, big deep breath, standing outside the batter's box. Now he's back in there with 12 on the pitch clock. Dominguez from the stretch, and now time is taken. Was that taken by Herrera or by Realmuto?
I believe by Herrera.
Well, timeout was granted. The runners lead at first and second, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. Outside and a full count. Alec Burleson is on deck. And if Herrera gets on base, Dominguez has to face Burleson. That'll be his third batter. Let's see what happens here. This could be the pitch of the game. The Cardinals trail by a run. The runners lead at first and second on 3-2. The runners go. The pitch is swung on and hit right back to Dominguez. He flips to first. The Cardinals leave 2 on, but they scored a run. They made it closer. We go to the 9th. The Phillies lead 4-3.
Hey, Ameren, Illinois energy savings expert Matt Minster here with an Energy Pop quiz. True or false? Switching to smart bulbs, plugs, and thermostats can reduce your energy footprint. That's right, and the savings won't stop there. Smart devices also save you time, so you can dedicate more to things that matter, like fetch with the dog, or finishing that DIY project. So be smart. Visit AmerenIllinois.com/savingsmadeeasy for more energy savings tips.
If you're curious what you might find on Illinois farms like mine, it isn't a bunch of big faceless corporations. The truth is, 96% of the farms are owned and operated by families just like mine. We're listening to the Cardinals play, showing up at local baseball games, and throwing a ball in our backyard with our families just like you. And we're committed to raising sustainably grown, healthy food that all our families can enjoy. I'm Dale from Monroe County, and I'm one of the 96%.
You don't live to bank, you bank to live. And that's why so many of our customers rely on First Mid for much more than banking alone. Beyond everyday financial services, we're a valued partner and advisor with the help and resources for the things you need and whatever you aspire to achieve. So whether you're buying groceries or budgeting your dream kitchen, protecting your life's work, or laying the foundation for life after work, we're your bank for everything in the middle of anything. We're First Mid. First Mid Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Home run, double play, diving catch. All baseball terms that get us pumped up. Broken down, stranded, expensive. All terms that leave us struck out when dealing with a car. But there's a solution. That's CarShield. With the plan through CarShield, you get 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, and, wait for it, help with those expensive repair bills. Call 1-800-486-9895 now to make sure you're safe against those automotive curveballs.
Zach Thompson is going to pitch to Bryce Harper. Then it's JT Realmuto and Alec Boehm. Left, right coming up in the 9th inning with the Phillies up by only 1 now. A 4-3 game. A very rough start to the 8th inning as Victor Scott II reached on an infield hit, but he took 1 step towards second. The Phillies recognized that, and Harper tagged him out. Then Donovan grounded out. Contreras a base hit, a walk to Gorman. All of that against Gregory Soto. Then Dominguez gave up a hit to Nolan Arenado. And on a 3-2 pitch, Ivan Herrera reached for a pitch way outside and tapped it back to the pitcher. So the Phillies survived with the lead, but it's down to 1. And here is Bryce Harper. 0 for 3 today with a walk. Thompson's pitch, a swing and a foul in and out of Herrera's mitt.
Boy, has Zach Thompson been good.
6 strikeouts, a career high for Thompson as a reliever. Thompson works from the third base side of the rubber. Now with 2 1 on the pitch clock. He starts his motion. The pitch is swung on and missed. Harper, he had like a cut to the top of the strike zone and missed a curveball by more than just a few inches.
Well, his body went one way, and he actually swung like he was like he had a bad back there. I mean, it was just an awkward, very unusual swing for Bryce Harper.
Now the 0-2 pitch. Chopped to the second baseman, Nolan Gorman, playing it on a roll, and Harper is out by a wide margin. 1 out in the 9th inning. And we have a scoreboard update that's brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers, your best choice for quality tires and expert auto service. The Twins beat the Dodgers today 3-2. The next opponent for the Cardinals is Arizona. Arizona's finishing up the series at Colorado. 2-1 lead for the Diamondbacks in the 4th. And with Thompson getting the out on Harper, right-handed batters are coming up. We have a pitching change, and this one is brought to you by Missouri Farmers Care, helping feed Cardinals fans across the nation. Join the conversation on Facebook and on Instagram. Nice hand for Zach Thompson coming off the field. We'll be right back.
Enjoy a true St. Louis Cardinals baseball experience. Book your Grand Slam ticket package today at the luxurious Marriott St. Louis Grand, steps away from Busch Stadium. You'll get 2 Cardinals tickets, plus free hotel self-parking, complimentary high-speed internet access, and $20 towards a great pregame or postgame meal at Zinnia Bar and Grill. Grand Slam ticket packages start at $199. Book yours today at MarriottStLouisGrand.com. That's MarriottStLouisGrand.com. Proud hotel partner of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com to get started. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
When your little rookie slides headfirst onto the IL or fever has you benched, you need Mercy Now. Go to mercynow.net, answer a few questions, and find your best, quickest option for care. With virtual, in-person, digital, and urgent care visits, we've got your bases covered. Find care now at mercynow.net. Mercy, official medical provider of the St. Louis Cardinals.
If you want to know what the players are saying, read Cardinals Magazine. If you want to learn what the front office is thinking, read Cardinals Magazine. If you want to see the stories no one else is writing, read Cardinals Magazine. And if you want to get the most out of following the Cardinals in 2024, start your subscription today. Check out the great subscriber offers at cardinals.com/magazine or call 314-345-9000. Cardinals Magazine. It's all here.
JT Realmuto, a swing and a miss facing Andrew Kittredge. Kittredge on the relief of Zach Thompson, who was outstanding in 3 1/3 innings, 4-hit relief, with no walks and 6 strikeouts. And there's a foul. That one caught Herrera. He goes down on his back behind home plate. Chris Conroy, one of the Cardinal athletic trainers, hurrying out there, right along with Oliver Marmol, the Cardinal manager. Herrera jumped up quickly. The foul ball hit him on the right thigh.
He got up a little gingerly and started to walk, and you could tell that the thigh was still hurting some, but he took a few steps and then tried to motion for them and said, I'm okay, but they still had to come out and check on him, as they should, and he's ready to go. The Cardinals, by the way, struck out 13 batters yesterday against the Phillies, and they have 12 strikeouts today.
Well, 0-2 on Realmuto. Do I hear 13 right here? Kittredge works out the stretch with nobody on base, 1 out. His pitch. Here's a ball popped up. Foul territory for Burleson, the first baseman, near the coach's box. He makes the catch. 2 outs.
Burleson will be leading off for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 9th inning. I like him in that first spot. He's hit the ball hard a couple of times today. It'll be Burleson, Wynn, and Walker for the Cardinals,
with Pajes, Goldschmidt, and Ciani on the Cardinal bench. 2 outs, top of the 9th, 4-3 Philadelphia, with the Phillies out hitting the Cardinals 8-6. Kittredge with the pitch. inside a ball for Alec Boehm. Boehm has an RBI single, a walk, and a run scored. He's 1 out of 3.
And if they get on, perhaps a chance for Victor Scott to have a positive contribution in a game that up until this point, I think he'd like to forget.
Here's a foul ball that goes back. An error in center field. He had a diving catch until the ball came free while he was falling to the turf in center field. And then an infield hit to break a long offer. He broke an 0 for 24, but took a step towards second and was tagged out. The 1-1 pitch here coming up for Alec Boehm. Outside, that goes off Herrera's mitt to the backstop. New ball thrown to the mound. Lynn, 5 innings, 2 unearned runs, 1 hit allowed. He walked 4, struck out 6, throwing 94 pitches. The pitch in the dirt. Andre Palante faced 4 batters, did not get an out. 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 earned runs. He's the pitcher of record on the downside. On the upside, it's Aaron Nola.
What a job in that inning to keeping it to just 2 runs, though.
Zach Thompson came in and saved the day. Kept the Cardinals in the game, and they're down by 1 in the 9th with 2 outs in the 9th and nobody on. The pitch, a swing and a foul back. 93, middle away, and 3-2 on Alec Boehm. More baseballs out to the home plate umpire, Edwin Moscoso. On this wet day in downtown St. Louis.
Where's that window again?
In our press box, and it's open. The 3-2. Foul back. We were supposed to have a window from about noon until 3 o'clock.
But no rain.
But it has been a steady drizzle, picking up just a little bit at times. But they have played on. Kittredge with another 3-2 pitch coming up for Alec Boehm. The right-hander is ready. The former Ray brings it in. Swing and a foul tip, and that is strike 3 as Herrera holds on. The Cardinals face a do-or-die bottom of the 9th, with the Phillies leading after 8.5, 4-3.
The St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame, presented by Edward Jones, is a celebrated annual tradition, and the voting process gives fans a voice in recognizing the organization's greatest players. This year's ballot features Steve Carlton, George Hendrick, Matt Morris, and Edgar Renteria. Now's your time to vote. Make your mark on Cardinals history now through April 26th at cardinals.com/HOF.
Want to train like the Cardinals? With Win Reality, hitters train in virtual reality with unlimited game speed pitches from 600 real pitchers for all levels. Hitters challenge themselves with live competitions and simulations for any game scenario, and can even get coaching sessions for more personalized feedback. All available anytime from home. Win Reality makes getting to your next level fast and fun. So when your moment comes, you're ready. Visit winreality.com and join the next generation of baseball and softball training.
Don't pay retail for your diamond engagement ring or gift. Come to CleanOrigin.com, founded by a family of leaders in the diamond industry for more than a century. We're experts in ecologically friendly lab-grown diamonds because that's all we do. Come clean with Clean Origin, the only diamond jewelers who give you a 100-day, no questions asked return on your purchase. Head to CleanOrigin.com or one of our retail stores and mention code Radio10 to receive 10% off. That's CleanOrigin.com, code Radio10.
There's a certain magic here in Cardinals Nation. Can you feel it? Central Bank is the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Sign up for Cardinals checking with Central Bank and get your choice of Cardinals Performance Polo or Pullover and 2-game tickets. See bank for details, member FDIC.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
It's Jeff Hoffman trying to save this for Aaron Nola. He has no saves in 2 opportunities, suffered a blown save here on Monday night. As Hoffman came on in the 9th inning, gave up 2 runs, 2 hits. He had a walk and a strikeout. After Hoffman got the first out, striking out Arenado, a walk to Herrera, a double for Burleson. Ciani ran for him. Sacrifice fly for Walker and a win RBI single. With the Cardinals down to their last strike, sent the game to extra innings. And there's a high strike called on the first pitch to Alec Burleson. So it's Hoffman facing Burleson. He's playing first base today. Burleson, the pitch. High and away. Looked like that pitch got away from Hoffman.
When I first saw him come to the big leagues, he was a curveball guy, and he's changed to more of a slider. Only one save last year, but a really good year for the Phillies out of their pen.
Burleson rips it into right, a base hit. I thought Stott was going to leap to catch it, and maybe the ball went through his glove. It was hit so hard, but he just got the ball over the glove, and the tying run is on, leading off the ninth.
That had to be over 100 miles an hour off the bat. I would say 108. That's my guess. He hit that ball so sharply. It's the third time he's hit the ball hard, and that really is a guess this time.
And Michael Ciani is going to run for Burleson. It worked on Monday night. Ciani takes his lead. Mason Wynn was called out on strikes facing Strom. He was pinch hitting for Crawford in the seventh. A swing and a foul ball back. It was Wynn who singled through the hole at short off Hoffman to tie the game in the ninth inning on Monday night.
I was exaggerating. It was only 105 miles an hour up the bat of Burleson.
Seemed faster than that. Ciani, a good lead at first base. Harper's holding. Hoffman with the pitch. And this is popped up. Short right field. Here comes Castellanos under it. He makes the catch. One out in the Cardinals' ninth, and Wynn is 0 for 2.
Walker's been close a couple of times in this game, and he flew out to center field once. Another time he hit the ball. He actually fouled one off that he was right on. So love to see him run into one right here.
Walker's last home run was on the 17th of September against Dominguez of Philadelphia. He's facing Hoffman now. The pitch. A foul ball on a fastball in. That was bearing middle in to Walker, who fouled it back to the screen. Stubby Clapp has a word with Ciani, a fast runner at first base, pinch running for Burleson. Ciani is the tying run. Ciani takes a lead. Hoffman looking over the shoulder, the pitch. A swing and a double play ball. The shortstop throws to second out, on to first, and this ballgame has come to an end. Turner to Stott to Harper, doubling up Ciani and Jordan Walker. And the Phillies win a one-run game and take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals. The final today, the Phillies 4, the Cardinals 3. Ricky and I will talk about it after this.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Body and Soul has everything you need to get ready for the Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon. Thursday, April 25th, it's the Green Street Mile. Friday is the 5K, and the marathon is back on the 27th. Get the personalized service you need. Your official Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon merchandise sponsor is Body and Soul. Personalized service. Body and Soul take care of you with all the gear and making sure the shoes are just right. 1317 North Dunlap Avenue in Savoy. Visit bodyandsoulsports.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
Pia's is open. Catch all of your favorite MLB games on their big screens. Root on your favorite team wearing your Cubby Blue or your Cardinal Red. 1609 West Springfield in Champaign. Pia's offers not only a huge outdoor seating area, but indoor seating as well. Enjoy daily specials. It's the home of the Slugger Burger with buckets of beer and wings. Experience food, drinks, and fun at one of Champaign's best sports bars near Springfield and Madison, Champaign. Open 7 days a week. It's Pia's.
Sharply hit ground ball right to the shortstop, ends the game off the bat of Jordan Walker. But really a tough afternoon for Victor Scott as he made an error in center field that led to a couple of unearned runs in that first inning. And it's not just all about him. Obviously, you've got to find a way to score more than 3 runs and get more than 7 hits. But unfortunately, the Phillies were a little bit better than the Cardinals. Aaron Nola a little bit better than Lance Lynn. He picks up the victory. He goes to 2-1. The loss goes to Andre Palante, who also had a rough day today. And, of course, on the pitching side, you'd say that, he certainly struggled today and did not get an out, gave up 3 hits and a walk to the 4 batters he faced and only threw 5 strikes.
The Cardinals dropped this one 4-3, and they finished the homestand winning 3, losing 3 against Miami and Philadelphia, and will go on the road to play 3 at Arizona beginning Friday night. And then next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they'll be in Oakland against the A's.
Cardinals were able to get this game in, and maybe the star of the game really is the grounds crew today because it rained from pitch 1 to the end of the game, which was 3 hours and 10 minutes later, and 33,104 were on hand here, and we appreciate them being here with the weather conditions as they were, and they saw a pretty good ball game.
The final 4-3 Philadelphia over the Cardinals, and our play of the game is presented by Marriott St. Louis Grand. Book your Grand Slam Cardinals ticket package right now. We'll hear that play when we come back.
Hi, this is Donna Onstott with Gale Frericks Trucking. I'm looking for Class A CDL drivers with 2 years experience, less with military service. If you're looking for a team that cares about you, a positive work environment, and opportunities for personal growth, we're the company for you. We need drivers with high standards of customer service focusing on cleanliness, courtesy, integrity, and honesty. GFT is hiring at $1,200 gross minimum a week, home every weekend, and some weeknights. Contact Tim O at gftlog.com or call 765-793-7131.
If you have something you'd rather do than mow the grass, whether you need a commercial or residential mower, go see Andy at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana for thousands off on your Excalibur Classic, Blackhawks, or Z2s. Call 217-328-0562.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
The sun is setting on the most substantial solar incentive currently available in Illinois. If you've ever considered converting your home or business to solar, the time to take action is now. You still have time to lock in these significant long-term savings solar offers. Contact Route 66 Solar today before it's too late to take advantage of one of the best solar incentives still available. Call us directly at 217-652-6533 or sign up online for a free estimate at Route66Solar.com. Route 66 Solar, the local installer your neighbors trust.
Lance Lynn made the start today. It was a misty, drizzly day in downtown St. Louis. Lynn walked Kyle Schwarber in the first inning, but he struck out Trey Turner and Bryce Harper. Hit a fly ball to left for an out. In fact, Harper went 0 for 11 in the series with 3 walks, a run scored, 3 strikeouts, and 3 double play balls. Yet the Phillies managed to win 2 out of 3. Harper made the out, and then JT Realmuto hit a fly ball to center field. Victor Scott got turned around on it, tried to reach back to make the catch. It went off his glove for a 2-base error and a run scored. Alec Boehm followed with a single up the middle, and it was 2-0 Philadelphia. the Cardinals were able to tie the game with an Ivan Herrera home run in the second and a home run by Brendan Donovan in the third. But the Phillies grabbed the lead in their half of the sixth inning. Andre Palante on in relief of Lynn, who went 5 innings, 1 hit, 2 unearned runs. Lance walked 4 and struck out 6, throwing 94 pitches. Palante gave up a hit to right to JT Realmuto, who broke an 0 for 10. Then Alec Bohm took a walk. Brandon Marsh got a base hit just inside the third base bag, scoring a run, bringing Nick Castellanos to the plate for the play of the game presented by Marriott St. Louis Grand. Here's Palante's pitch to Castellanos. Base hit, right field, 4-2 Philadelphia. Holding on at second base, Marsh with the throw coming into second from Walker. 4 batters, 4 runners, 2 runs in. And that was it for Palante. Zach Thompson came in and did a terrific job out of the pen, keeping the Cardinals in the game. 3 1/3 innings. Thompson gave up 4 hits and struck out a career-high 6, and that's 6 strikeouts for a career high as a relief pitcher. And then Andrew Kittredge came on to get the last 2 outs in the 9th inning, striking out Alex Bohm. And all the Cardinal pitchers struck out 13 today and gave up 4 runs, 2 earned on 8 hits with 5 walks over the 9 innings. The Cardinals in the 9th inning against Jeff Hoffman. They got 2 against him on Monday night to force extra innings. It was a base hit by Burleson to lead off. And then Michael Ciani ran for him. And it was Mason Wynn hitting a fly ball to right for an out. And then Jordan Walker grounded in to a sharp 6-4-3 double play. That was the ball game. Philadelphia won 2 out of 3 by taking today's game 4-3. The totals: 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 10 left on for the Phillies. They went 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Their record is 6 up and 6 down. The Cardinals dropped to 6 and 7, scoring 3 times on 7 hits, 2 errors, 5 left on, 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Aaron Nola is 2-1 with the win. Palante 0-1 with the loss. Jeff Hoffman picked up his first save in 3 opportunities. A 3-hour, 10-minute game, 33,104, and that was our attendance today. We did not have a rain delay as these two teams played through a steady drizzle in downtown St. Louis. They got the series in, and the Cardinals finished the homestand 3-3, taking 2 out of 3 from Miami and winning the middle game in this series last night 3-0 behind Sonny Gray and the Cardinals pen. The Cardinals travel to Phoenix tomorrow. It's going to be Steven Matz making the start. The left-hander's 1-0. He'll be opposed by Brandon Pfaadt. Pfaadt is 1-0, P-F-A-A-D-T. The Cardinals will face him for the first time on the air at 7:45 Central on Friday night. 8:30, Ricky will have the lineups. I'll bring you the first pitch around 8:40 Central. We hope you'll join us. Now, thanks to our producer-engineer, Jim Jackson, to Kyle Sixta in the St. Louis studio. Tom Ackerman hosted our pregame show. Matt Pauley is coming up with the postgame. Now, for Mike Claiborne and our in-booth assistant, Ethan Hannaford, for Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. 4-3 Philadelphia over the Cardinals, and so long until we come your way Friday night from Phoenix.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball has been brought to you by Budweiser, official beer sponsor of Major League Baseball. Crack open the game with Budweiser and enjoy unrivaled flavor and refreshment. By your quality Ford dealers, the official vehicles of the St. Louis Cardinals. By Schnucks, earn 2% back on every purchase with the Schnucks Rewards app. By Shelter Insurance. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com to help you choose the coverage that fits just right for your auto, home, and life insurance. By Explore St. Louis. Learn about all the great things to do in St. Louis. Visit ExploreStLouis.com. By Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. By the Painting and Decorating Foundation. And by Sonic Drive-In. Sonic. This is the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
Cardinals lose today to the Phillies by a 4-3 score, and with that, Philadelphia takes 2 of 3 in the series. Welcome into the Mercy Cardinals postgame show here across the Cardinals Radio Network. Cardinals certainly had some opportunities in this one today. You can look back at a few moments in this contest, a couple unearned runs being scored. Victor Scott had a tough day, and you're going to have tough days as a young guy, but he absolutely did have a tough day, committed an error that led to a couple unearned runs, didn't make another play in center field, got aboard on an infield single, but then made a move towards second and essentially got thrown out over at first base. So he had a really tough day, and guys have tough days when they're early on in their careers, but when you lose a game by one single run, certainly a lot of that gets there's a spotlight on it. But there was other guys who could have certainly come through in this game today. A fairly low-scoring game, and the Cardinals were just looking for one more big hit. They can't get it. Ivan Herrera hits a home run. Brendan Donovan hits a home run in the game. Pretty good pitching performance from Lance Lynn. 5 innings, the 2 unearned runs on just 1 hit. 6 strikeouts for Lynn today. Cardinals pitching for a second straight day, getting 13 strikeouts, so that was really good to see. But at the end of the day, they end up losing by a 4-3 score. We've got a lot coming up here on this edition of the Mercy Cardinals post-game show. We'll hear from Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol. We'll dip into the Cardinals clubhouse. But up next, we'll go back to the game with the highlights as we continue on with the Mercy Cardinals post-game show on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. I gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. Pick up for 40 days of consistency. All over Febreze car clips right on your bed. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. And breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Experience the excitement of Live by Lowe's St. Louis Hotel at Ballpark Village. Stay in laid-back luxury across from Busch Stadium and just a short walk to Enterprise Center. Enjoy plenty of dining options, including Clark and Bourbon, a classic steakhouse that features its very own whiskey room. Gather with friends al fresco at the Bullock, steps above the plaza. Blue skies and gourmet fries are features of the casual chic outdoor terrace. Add handcrafted cocktails and terrific views of Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village, and it's a home run. Sports and entertainment come alive at Live by Lowe's St. Louis.
Body and Soul has everything you need to get ready for the Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon. Thursday, April 25th, it's the Green Street Mile. Friday is the 5K, and the marathon is back on the 27th. Get the personalized service you need. Your official Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon merchandise sponsor is Body and Soul. Personalized service. Body and Soul take care of you with all the gear and making sure the shoes are just right. 1317 North Dunlap Avenue in Savoy. Visit bodyandsoulsports.com.
The sun is setting on the most substantial solar incentive currently available in Illinois. If you've ever considered converting your home or business to solar, the time to take action is now. You still have time to lock in these significant long-term savings solar offers. Contact Route 66 Solar today before it's too late to take advantage of one of the best solar incentives still available. Call us directly at 217-652-6533 or sign up online for a free estimate at Route66Solar.com. Route 66 Solar, the local installer your neighbors trust.
Hi, this is Donna Onstadt with Gale Frericks Trucking. I'm looking for Class A CDL drivers with 2 years experience, less with military service. If you're looking for a team that cares about you, a positive work environment, and opportunities for personal growth, we're the company for you. We need drivers with high standards of customer service focusing on cleanliness, courtesy, integrity, and honesty. GFT is hiring at $1,200 gross minimum a week, home every weekend, and some weeknights. Contact Tim O at gftlog.com or call 765-793-7131.
If you have something you'd rather do than mow the grass, whether you need a commercial or residential mower, go see Andy at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana for thousands off on your Excalibur Classic, Blackhawks, or Z2s. Call 217-328-0562.
4-3, the Cardinals come up short. They lose to the Phillies today. Welcome back in. The Mercy Cardinals postgame show does continue here across the Cardinals radio network. Let's go back to the game with the highlights. The starting pitching matchup today, the Cardinals sending Lance Lynn to the mound, Aaron Nola going for the Phillies. The tarp was on the field until about maybe 20-30 minutes before the game was set to get started. As rain came down, it's still coming down a little bit. It came down in some form most of the day, sometimes heavier than other. It was especially a little bit heavier at the beginning of the game, but they made the decision to get things started, and the Phillies would come through in the top of the first inning. Kyle Schwarber leads the game off with a walk after 2 outs are recorded. JT Realmuto comes up to the plate.
The pitch is swung on, and that's driven to center field. Scott's on the run, moving back. He's in front of the track, and the ball goes off his glove. Coming around third base, Schwarber. And into second, it's Realmuto, 1-0 Philadelphia.
They do assess an error out there by Victor Scott, so that puts the first run on the board for the Phillies. The next hitter is Alec Bohm.
Here's Lynn's 1-2 pitch, and there's a base hit to center field. Realmuto is coming around. Scott with the throw going into second, 2-0 Philadelphia.
2 unearned runs in the first inning off just 1 hit, and the Phillies take the 2-0 lead. The Cardinals would get one of those run back, however, in the second inning, leading off the inning, Ivan Herrera.
The 3-2. And that's hit high. That's hit deep to left field. That's hit out of here. A goner for Ivan Herrera on a 3-2 pitch leading off the second. 2-1 Philadelphia.
An absolute no doubter from Herrera. It left his bat at 112 miles per hour. It traveled 432 feet, and the Cardinals trail by 1 run. It is a 2-1 game. Cardinals would then get a 0 put up by the starting pitcher Lance Lynn in the third. There'd be a couple runners on, 2 outs, and he's facing off against Alec Bohm.
Big pitch for Lance in the early going, 3-2, and it's a called strike 3. He struck him out. Got him at the bottom of the zone with a cutter, and Bohm strikes out with 2 men on.
Yeah, that was a big pitch and a big half inning for Lynn. After your team gets you a run to cut that deficit in half, you put up the 0, and then what do you know? The Cardinals get the other run a half inning later. Bottom of the third, it's Brendan Donovan at the plate with 1 out.
There's a high fly ball to a deep right field. Backing up is Castellanos. He looks up, and it's gone. Big fly. Donovan, and he did it on an 0-2 pitch.
Lance Lynn would pretty much roll through the next 2 innings. His day would be done after 5. To the 6th inning we go. New pitcher into the contest is Andre Palante. First batter he faces JT Realmuto. He gets a base hit, then a walk to Alec Bohm. Runners on at first and second for Brandon Marsh.
And that is chopped fair inside the third base bag down the left field line. Realmuto is going to come in to score, and the throw goes into second base to keep a double play in order. Marsh gets his 7th RBI, and it's 3-2 in favor of the Phillies.
And it brings up Nick Castellanos.
Here's Palante's pitch to Castellanos. Base hit, right field. 4-2 Philadelphia. Holding on at second base, Marsh with the throw coming into second from Walker.
That would end the day for Palante. Zach Thompson then comes into the contest. That's going to be our move of the game, brought to you by A. Mrazek Moving Systems. A. Mrazek is the official mover of the St. Louis Cardinals, because Zach Thompson came in and he did a spectacular job, ended up stranding the bases loaded there in the 6th inning, and he would have a nice long day. Aaron Nola would be done after 6 innings for the Phillies, so both teams would be into their bullpens. In the 8th inning, the Cardinals would get 1 run closer. It certainly could have been more than that. The inning gets started with Victor Scott leading things off.
The 2-2. A little slow roller toward third base.
No
That's
chance.
a hit. He put the ball in play and breaks an 0 for 24.
Oh, no. He's out at first.
And over at first, he is called out.
Yeah, so Victor Scott made a little move towards second. When you're running down the line, you run through the bag, and then if you peel off to the foul side, not to the fair side. He made just a little bit of a move towards second, and that was enough. And to the Phillies' credit, they took note of it, and they threw over to first, and they were able to get Scott out. So technically he gets a base hit, but he never really reaches because of that, and that was just kind of the type of day that Scott ended up having. Brendan Donovan would then ground out, but Wilson Contreras, he would single, and Nolan Gorman would walk. Runners on at first and second. Gregory Soto's day is done. Sir Anthony Dominguez on, and the first batter he faces is Nolan Arenado.
The pitch to Arenado. He swings and gets a hit to center. Contreras is going to come around to score. A wide turn at second and back to the bag, Gorman. The Cardinals trail by 1.
Yeah, just one run is the difference at that point. It's a 4-3 score. They could not get another hit, so they leave 2 on in the 8th inning, and it's 4-3 going to the 9th inning. Jeff Hoffman comes on to pitch for the Phillies in the bottom of the 9th inning. First batter he faces Alec Burleson, a hard hit base hit, and then he's replaced on the bases by Michael Ciani. Mason Wynn flies out for the first out of the inning, and it brings up Jordan Walker.
Hoffman looking over the shoulder, the pitch. A swing and a double play ball. The shortstop throws to second out, on to first, and this ballgame has come to an end. Turner to Stott to Harper, doubling up Ciani and Jordan Walker. And the Phillies win a 1-run game and take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals. The final today, the Phillies 4, the Cardinals 3.
With the win, the Phillies get back to 500 at 6-6. The Cardinals drop back below 500 as they sit at 6-7. Winning totals in this contest for Philadelphia: 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They leave 10. For the Cardinals, 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. They leave 5. Winning pitcher Nola, he's 2-1. The loss to Palante, he's 0-1. The save to Hoffman, it is his first of the year. Home runs, Herrera his third, Donovan his second. The game lasts 3 hours and 10 minutes, played in front of an announced crowd of 33,104 folks at Busch Stadium. Cardinals fall short. They lose to the Phillies by a 4-3 score. We'll get the post-game comments of manager Oliver Marmol next. This is the Mercy Cardinals post-game show on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
Feel the magic with the official St. Louis Cardinals credit card from Central Bank. From tickets to throwing out the first pitch, your St. Louis Cardinals credit card earns rewards for one-of-a-kind experiences. Your no annual fee card earns you double reward points at the stadium and at Cardinals.com. Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals, and now offering the official St. Louis Cardinals credit card. Visit CardinalsCredit.com or any Central Bank location to sign up. Subject to credit approval, see bank for details.
Hyatt Regency St. Louis, close to everything, 3 blocks from Busch Stadium and right next to the Gateway Arch and its newly revitalized grounds. Book the Hyatt Regency Cardinals package that includes game tickets, overnight accommodations, a full-size customizable bat, and a $25 food and beverage credit per day at the hotel. Swing by Brewhouse Historical Sports Bar, located in the Hyatt Regency St. Louis, for pregame fare and postgame celebrations after every Cardinal game. Book the exclusive Cardinals package at HyattRegencySt.Louis.com.
My name is Greg Ward. I am a general surgeon at OSF. We can't prevent cancer. What we can do is find it earlier. And to do that, we do what's called screening. And there are different methods of screening. And the gold standard remains colonoscopy at this point. You can certainly call the office and we'll see within a week and have your screening done within a couple of weeks, because we want to get this done as smoothly as possible to lower the resistance and avoid the anxiety that can come along with screening. And that is a natural response, whether it's getting your mammogram arranged or getting your colonoscopy arranged. There's a natural tendency to stick your head in the sand and put it off because of the anxiety. But the fact is, fear is the biggest delusion in life, and there's no reason you don't just take the right action to help yourself out. Because we find a polyp, we can take it out before it becomes a cancer. We find an abnormal mammogram result and get the cancer out when it's still curable. And so that's the idea of screening.
For more information, visit osfhealthcare.org.
The sun is setting on the most substantial solar incentive currently available in Illinois. If you've ever considered converting your home or business to solar, the time to take action is now. You still have time to lock in these significant long-term savings solar offers. Contact Route 66 Solar today before it's too late to take advantage of one of the best solar incentives still available. Call us directly at 217-652-6533 or sign up online for a free estimate at Route66Solar.com. Route 66 Solar, the local installer your neighbors trust.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
This is the Mercy Cardinals postgame show. Cardinals lose to the Phillies today by a 4-3 score. Welcome back into the program. My name is Matt Pauley. So the Cardinals lose 2 of 3 from Philadelphia, but as Wilson Contreras has continued to be a bit banged up, we've seen Ivan Herrera play just about every day behind the plate, and he has continued to come through in a big way. He hits another home run today, already his 3rd home run of the season. So with that, he is our player of the game. Lance Lynn goes 5 innings, allows just 2 unearned runs on 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, does issue 4 walks. That's kind of the only number to really quibble at in his performance today, but he was pretty good. And Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol gave his thoughts on Lynn just a little while ago. This audio courtesy of Bally Sports Midwest.
I thought he did a really nice job. I really do. You could either look at that and say, man, it's raining, and kind of go through it that way, or just embrace it. And he loved being out there. So I like what we saw out of him today.
When you have an offense that's struggling to collectively get going the way that it is right now, does that underscore the emphasis or the need for everything else to go pretty perfectly to keep you in the ball games?
Yeah, that's why usually either the bullpen takes the heat or a guy makes a mistake and we immediately want to point it out. But the reality is we've been in every game we've played, for the most part, in our offense, been feeling real great about where they're at, and that's just the reality. I think that'll change. But yeah, you nitpick the rest of what's going on based on that. It's kind of human nature.
How encouraged are you with Nolan getting that big hit up the middle to drive in a run that he's getting closer?
Yeah, and that's what he needs. A couple of those to get going and feeling good about it. It's not a lack of work, I'll tell you that. This guy's getting after it, and he's going to figure out a way to get back to where he feels comfortable in the box and doing what he does, which is damage. Yeah.
What were the conditions like out there for guys? We obviously could see the slipping slides, but balls in the air, there were some odd routes at times.
Yeah, at certain times rain was coming down pretty good, and it's just sloppy out there, but it's for both sides, and it's just a matter of playing through it and figuring out a way to want to be out there during those conditions. I felt like our guys actually did a good job of that. Made a couple mistakes, but that happens. I like the mentality behind it, at least. Yeah.
Where did you see Zach make strides today? The results obviously got to where you wanted them to be.
Yeah, he did a really nice job. Came in there and, landed his stuff, threw strikes, curveball was good, gave us what we needed. We were short in our pen today, so he did a really nice job of bridging us to Kittredge there to give us a shot down 1. Yeah.
With Vaughn and just the power that he showed today, is that aspect of his power something you guys could kind of see even was going to eventually kind of
come with? Before he got here, we heard a decent amount about it, and then we were able to see it at times last year, but did a really nice job during spring. He came in ready, and he's shown just really professional at bats. He's done a really nice job offensively, and he's doing a good job behind the plate, but homers, doubles, part of his game, but he just takes a really good pro at bat.
After this
specifics of evaluating your team is to this point, but would you say you guys are maybe ahead of expectations, have met expectations, or maybe beneath expectations from your perspective? Really?
Oh, no, there's some games we'd like to have capitalized on up to this point. I think the guys are playing good baseball. We're playing good defense. I'm happy with where we're at on the bases. Our pitching has done a really nice job. Our starters have given us length and done their part. Our bullpen, I really like where our pen's at from a roles standpoint. And offensively, we're going to fight through it and get to but that's just a matter of time.
That's Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol speaking with the media just a little while ago as the Cardinals lose to the Phillies by a 4-3 score. This is the Mercy Cardinals postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
There's the 8th strikeout for Lynn.
The Cardinals host the Brewers the weekend of April 19th through the 21st. Join us at the ballpark on Saturday, April 20th, when 25,000 fans 16 and older will take home their very own Cardinals full zip jacket courtesy of Mercy. This exclusive Navy jacket sports the STL logo on the chest and it has many elevated features. That's Saturday, April 20th. For tickets and more information, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Lance Lynn, the St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
At Country Financial, we make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, our representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Home and auto insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Basketball star Luke Goody on why he chose Pacifica on Green as his place to live next year.
I chose this place because of the great management. Lisa does a great job and takes care of all the people that live here, regardless of who it is. The rooms are great. All the amenities are great as well, and it just feels like a family atmosphere around here.
Should other students tour at Pacifica on Green?
Whenever they can get in here, they need to because it's great to see, and it offers a lot of great things that other places don't.
Book a tour at pacificaongreen.com.
The sun is setting on the most substantial solar incentive currently available in Illinois. If you've ever considered converting your home or business to solar, the time to take action is now. You still have time to lock in these significant long-term savings solar offers. Contact Route 66 Solar today before it's too late to take advantage of one of the best solar incentives still available. Call us directly at 217-652-6533 or sign up online for a free estimate at Route66Solar.com. Route 66 Solar, the local installer your neighbors trust.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
The reauthorization of a key national security program fails to clear a hurdle in the House.
19 Republicans voted against advancing a bill to reauthorize Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA, which the intelligence community says is vital to stopping terror threats. Populist Republicans like Chip Roy of Texas were against the bill because it lacked a requirement for a warrant.
The American people are tired of the same old in this town. Civil liberties matter, and this bill wasn't good enough.
FISA 702 allows for the warrantless surveillance of foreign persons, but those wanting reform say it's been used to target political opponents. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Former President Trump urging lawmakers to kill FISA, arguing it was used illegally to spy on his 2016 campaign. The former president defending his recent statement on abortion.
Everything about abortion, it was all about bringing it back to the states.
Though he's also calling on Arizona lawmakers to change a more than century-old law upheld in court yesterday that criminalizes all abortions except if the mother's life is at stake. The former president speaking to reporters in Georgia earlier today ahead of a campaign fundraiser. Homeland Security Chief Alejandro Mayorkas urging lawmakers to pass his proposed budget, including border security funding, after being impeached in the House for the job he's doing on the border.
So those impeachment proceedings were supposed to happen tonight. They've been delayed by House Speaker Mike Johnson to give Senate Republicans some time to pressure Democrats into holding a trial.
Buy from us, you get the whole store. Hill, the Senate Majority Leader could move to table or dismiss impeachment articles whenever they arrive from the House.
You get
Hotter inflation
all
throws
those
cold
delivery,
water on
installation, and
stocks.
service
The Dow
technicians
dropping
and back.
422
All those people?
points.
The Dick Van
And
Dyke
Lisa Brady,
5-10-year protection
Fox
plan,
News.
which means in the unlikely event something goes wrong in the first 5 years, your repair cost is nothing.
Nothing?
10 years parts coverage on the major components.
Looks like I'm getting more than a refrigerator today. How much does this whole store cost?
Nothing. Come on. For real. We guarantee to beat any competitor's deal, all that other stuff we talked about, like our service tax.
And your 5-10-year protection plan?
All included.
I'm Dennis Freakin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. And when we say you get the whole store, we mean the whole store. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
You need the world's fastest mower to create your free time. With Dixie Chopper, what you got to look at is the warranties. Dixie Chopper, all of their models, you're getting a 3-year unlimited hours bumper-to-bumper warranty. That's on the whole thing. Then your commercial units, you get up to a 3-year no-hour limit or 5-year 3,000-hour limit on the drivetrain. So that'd be your engine, your 2 gearboxes, transmissions, and all that.
Well, that sounds pretty solid.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Things break, and even if it's built well like a Dixie Chopper, you need to have that covered, and you get what you pay for, basically.
And I can go see Andy and get on one of those things, couldn't I?
Yes, you can. You can go see Andy at Dedicated Diesel at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. You can reach him through Dedicated Equipment on Facebook or call him at 217-328-0562. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You as well. Tim Onstadt, Gale Frerichs Trucking, Dedicated Diesel, and Championship Barbecueologist.
Well, good, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Orange. Champaign event this Saturday.
4-3, Cardinals lose to the Phillies. They end up losing 2 of 3 in the series, and now they are going into an off day tomorrow. They'll open up a weekend series against Arizona coming up on Friday night. More on that in just a moment, but let's go ahead and get to our saves leaderboard. It's brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. Leading the way right now is the Yankees' Clay Holmes. He has 5, and then there's a bunch of guys across Major League Baseball with 4 saves. That includes the Cardinals' Ryan Helsley. That is the saves leaderboard brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and if you're a Missourian, we're for you. Cardinals and Diamondbacks will be coming up on Friday night as the Cardinals head west already for a second time this season. As things are set for Friday, the Cardinals are going to send left-handed pitcher Steven Matz to the mound. Good start to the season for him, 1-0, a 1.74 ERA. Brandon Pfaadt will go for the Diamondbacks. The right-hander is 1-0 with a 5.06 ERA. 8:40 first pitch on Friday. That means coverage begins at 7:45. For the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, along with Ricky Horton, who had the call of the game. For Mike Claiborne, on-site engineer Jim Jackson, for studio producer Kyle Sixta, and also clubhouse reporter Ethan Hannaford, I'm Matt Pauley, thanking you for being tuned in to the broadcast. Cardinals that come up short to the Phillies 4-3. We'll talk to you on Friday night for more Cardinals baseball across the Cardinals Radio Network.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity, and another wind-blown spell of wet weather across the area. But the cool-off later this week is short-lived. Big warm-up slated for the weekend, and a good part of next week as well. A little more rain back in the forecast as well. Speaking of which, a couple of sprinkles south of Champaign this morning. A couple of showers closer to home this afternoon. Skies turn cloudy. Highs to about 67, about 10 above average with a northeast to east wind. For the night tonight, a few showers, maybe a late-night thunderstorm. Northeast to north winds pick up, low near 50. Tomorrow, windy day with periods of rain, maybe a thunderstorm. The high near 58. That northeast to north wind around into the northwest. It'll hit 20 to 30, gust above 40 miles per hour. Windy with a few more showers tomorrow night. Lows near 45. Partly sunny, windy, but a dry day on Friday at 60. Winds quickly around into the southwest and south will pick it up on temperatures for the weekend. A warm up to 70 Saturday, 78 on Sunday. Late Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday, a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms, but high temperatures up around 80. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Are they done? The Cardinals just refused to die. That being the post-game show, the actual team died just fine during the day. 4-3, a loss to the Philadelphia Phillies. Dropped 2 out of 3 to Philly there in St. Louis before, as you heard, about ready to get on the road to Arizona. Cardinals below 500 now, 6-7 on the young season. Still early, but last place in the NL Central. Kyle, what's up, man? Cubbies fan, got a win last night. You feeling a little bit better?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Bounced back from that disaster on Monday night. I'll take it. Rubber match tonight. We'll see. Cubs are playing. The Cubs offense has been great so
Second
far.
in baseball, I think, in runs scored.
Yeah. They got a lot of guys that are red hot to start the year. If they had just closed an 8-0 lead, they'd be 8-3 right now.
That was tough. I did not see it, as you know, on the air. You broke the news to me. I didn't mean to be sarcastic. Like, why would you be upset?
It was funny, though, because clearly you checked and it was 8-0. Yeah. You're like, well, why in the world would you be not wanting to talk baseball?
I don't know what's up with Kyle, but he must not just want to brag or anything. But Ben Brown last night on the mound looking pretty good.
Yeah.
The young righty throwing like 96 upper 90s, nice curveball. That dude, I know he got roughed up a little bit in Texas. Last 2 starts look pretty good.
Yeah. Debut, I think he gave up like 6 runs since then. He's thrown 8 2/3 shutout. And yeah, he's got some stuff that's intriguing. I don't know if he's ultimately going to be a starter. I think he actually would be a pretty good like late inning reliever if that's what he ends up being once the Cubs get their starting pitching healthy. But he's got some stuff. He's hit 99 once or twice last night, and he's got a nice little knuckle curve that he throws a lot that got a lot of swings and misses. He looked pretty good. I was kind of surprised because Monday it felt like such a blown opportunity that could have snowballed because last night you had a bullpen game. Cubs don't really have a starter for the steal spot until he gets back, so it was going to be Ben Brown and Drew Smyly and just piece the bullpen together. And to get that win, and then tonight, tough matchup too. You got Hendricks versus Dylan Cease.
Mm-hmm.
So to get last night's huge because I think it at least gets you 1 win. And I thought maybe the Cubs are on the road to a sweep after Monday night.
Yeah, this is a challenging West Coast swing for the Cubs. They got Seattle on the road next, and then at Arizona, I believe, early next week.
Could they have just started us off a little bit easier, or do you got to do the Rangers, the Dodgers, a 9-game West Coast trip before April 20th even hits? I mean, come on.
I'm not worrying too much though about you.
Cardinals are in the same spot though with the start to the season. Dodger series. Now you're playing the Phillies. We got the Padres.
San Diego and San Diego.
I think you guys got the D-backs too. Man,
we have the D-backs.
You throw in some. Pirates and they're 9-3.
Yeah, do we want to play the Pirates right now? They're 9-3. Is that the best record in the NL?
Probably. They do this every
Dodgers
year,
are 10
don't
and
they?
5. So win percentage-wise, it's actually the Pirates.
Why do I feel like the Padres are the April champions of the league every year?
You're right. No, it does seem like that. They always get off to a hot start. I don't know that they have the pitching. I like their lineup. You know, they've been, I think, outside of the Dodgers and the Padres, the highest scoring offense in the National League, 69 runs so far. I guess the Cubs are higher than that, 71. Dodgers 81, Cubs 71, Padres 70, and then you've got the Pirates and Braves at 69. It did not have the Buccos putting up as many runs as the Braves through this start of the season, but here we are. Before we get to basketball, we got a lot of basketball, as we will every day with the portal. Illinois gets a commitment last night, their second transfer edition. I think it was easy for me. I almost had to catch myself last night saying this is their first transfer, right? No, wait, Jake Davis from Mercer has already jumped on board and did so right after the Elite Eight. We'll talk about Trey White and what he brings and what that means for Illinois going forward. Also some visits. We touched on it a little bit yesterday. There's been another one added to the guest list, a big one, a familiar face. We'll fill you in on that. Let me complain a little bit about the Cardinals, though, before we get there. Cardinals losing today 4-3. You know, Lance Lynn, I don't have much to gripe about with him. He's been pretty good. Gave up 2 unearned runs today, dropped fly ball in the outfield by Victor Scott, who I love the speed. I think that he's a guy that in time can be an intriguing piece, but he's hitting a hot 091 at the plate and broken 0 for 24 today to only then have an infield single that then he rounded towards second versus peeling off towards the dugout, and the Phillies caught that and tagged him out, so he was immediately didn't even get to go on first and present the opportunity to steal. Had a little bit of a rough day in the outfield, but Lynn, 5 innings, only gave 1 hit, struck out 6. The swing and miss has been there for the upper 30s guy as far as on the hill, but man, Nolan Arenado's having a rough go early, and the power's really evaporated. I don't want to overreact too much because I had to kind of check myself. I'm like, all right, I wonder what he did last year. Now, admittedly, it was a bit of a down year, still hit about like 26 bombs, near 90 RBIs. It was a step back after he was in the MVP contention the year before that, but he had a slow April last year, got hot June, July, then really cooled off in August into September, and then he was sidelined for a few weeks at the very end with a back issue. There's a lot of worries that the back issue still hasn't necessarily gone away and that maybe he's not fully healthy because he looks a little uncomfortable at the plate and is not just providing the pop, the extra base hits. He's had 3 extra base hits to start this season. He's hitting 245. I know Goldie's gotten off to a slow start. Nolan Gorman, who's provided some pop, is hitting 213. This is not a lineup that's producing a whole lot. It seems like they'll give you three runs in a given game, even though I think they've had a few where they've barely gotten on the board. But I think they're 20th in the MLB in run score. I should throw in Jordan Walker, my guy, 162, hitting 8th and just really scuffling up there. The bottom of the order is killing the Cardinals, and they're not getting a lot of anything from the outfield. The fact that we're missing Lars Nootbaar so bad probably tells you everything you need to know. So the Cardinals aren't out of it by any means. We're just 2 weeks into this season. Some of the pitching's been better than maybe you would have expected in the early going. Kyle Gibson got roughed up in his start against Miami, but I'm not like sitting here going scorched earth or anything. It's frustrating because I felt like, Kyle, that the lineup would actually be something I didn't have to worry about. I thought that this would be with Goldie, with Nato, with Contreras, with Gorman and Jordan Walker and another full season in the bigs, like they would really be able to score runs. I just didn't know if they'd get enough pitching and not get outscored, but early indications are a lot underwhelming with this lineup.
I think you'd rather have it that way, though, than the other way around where the lineup is pretty good, but the pitching's a disaster again, and you know, like, all right, you didn't do enough in the offseason, and it's going to be the same story as last year, whereas you actually are getting decent work from the guys that the Cardinals signed. Also, Sonny Gray had a nice debut last night.
That's true.
And he's back in there as well. Steven Matz has had a good start to the season. And so and the bullpens look pretty good too. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that it's you have more trust in the offense figuring it out at some point than you would if it was a total disaster on the pitching front and it just looked like you were headed for a repeat of 2023.
Yeah.
I think for at least from an outsider's perspective, like Arenado's going to hit at some point. Jordan Walker's going to hit at some point. And you get a couple guys back, like if the pitching can stabilize itself a little bit and keep the Cardinals in games, I think there's probably going to be a big offensive correction coming at some point.
I appreciate you reeling me back in because that's right. If Lance Lynn's ERA was 7,
that's what I'm saying.
And same for maybe a couple of these other starters. I know Miles Michaelis isn't pretty good at this point, but yeah, you would say that's probably not fixable. Where Notto's done it enough, Goldie's done it enough, and he has been also someone that I think has consistently kind of been a little bit of a slow starter. So you always wonder about that. I know. Matt Holliday was always like that. You don't want your whole lineup being, sub 200 or whatnot, but it's still early enough that I'm not completely losing hope. It's just been a little frustrating. I don't know if the fan angst is more than what it should be on Notto. If I get it because you're paying a decent amount of money, and this is kind of in that prime window where you're supposed to have Goldie and Notto when they're still perennial all-stars, and what that's going to look like for your order. If Notto's going to fall off sooner than you would think, then I would understand just kind of the freak-out mode there. But it probably is still too early to have too many grand takeaways about anything in baseball right now, unless you're maybe the Marlins and you're like 1-11.
Yeah, well.
Their one win was against the Cardinals, by the way.
Yeah, it's just the sample sizes are so small right now. There's good hitters that are playing terribly, and there's guys that probably will be in AAA in June that have like a 1,100 OPS right now. That's how early the season is. So you probably got to wait till. My rule is kind of like once May 1st hits, then you can start to draw some broader conclusions. You got to wait a month.
Is Tyler O'Neill going to challenge Bonds?
That happened. No, that's not a Cardinal-specific thing, let me tell you. That happens every time someone who's been terrible for years joins a new team. His career is resurrected. That's happened with the Cubs plenty of times. Jason Hayward last year with the Dodgers is all of a sudden a brand-new player. It would have been the best offensive year he ever had with the Cubs the year he leaves. It's just that happens all the time.
That's fair.
Cody Bellinger, another example. When the Cubs signed him, completely resurrects his career after 2 terrible years. It's an annoying thing that seems to happen in baseball where guys just start sick and tired of one spot and just get a breath of fresh air somewhere else. I don't think this pace is sustainable for Mr. O'Neill there. Although he's always had some power. He's always scared me as a Cubs fan. That one year he was dominant. He killed the Cubs in, what was that, 2021?
I think that's right. In the MVP conversation, hit 30-plus home runs that year. And playing in Boston, it's a great fit for him, a strong pull hitter that has the monster there. And he smashed one over the monster yesterday against Corbin Burns in their home opener to be his 6th home run of the year. Going into yesterday, the Cardinals only had 8 home runs as a team. So that kind of shows you what you could – use there. I already talked about the outfield, but it wasn't like I was sitting here saying, "Oh, don't give up on Tyler O'Neill" because he hasn't had a chance. Like same thing with Arozarena and same thing with Adolis Garcia. Like O'Neill had plenty of chances to continue to get hurt, and he's taking advantage of a fresh situation as of right now. It is still very early. Speaking of which, though,
could be on the IL by May 1st. Too.
Could be very likely. Could be Jordan Hicks, the starter experiment for the Giants. He's currently pitching right now, 6 innings, 1 earned. His ERA is 1.
Yeah, I saw his start 5 days ago. It went 7 innings, struck out like 10 or something.
Come on.
I was shocked that they were making him into a starter.
I was too. He'd be the Cardinals' best pitcher as of right now. Although Sonny Gray, like you said, was pretty darn good last night. All right, probably enough baseball talk because we got some hoops to get to. Let's, before this first break that we take, Trey White, transferred from Louisville, 6'7", 205 pounds, from Texas. He's bounced around a lot as far as his basketball career. Now, in AAU, he had some kind of tie to Chicago where he played for the Mac Irvin Fire. Of course, same AAU program for Ayo Dosunmu, for Adam Miller, for a number of prominent players from Chicago. So he was a familiar face for me in the EYBL, watching a lot of the Mac Irvin Fire that I knew about. At one point, his first ranking on 24/7 Sports was 10th in the country. He was a 5-star, ended up being 35th overall in the 22 class. Goes to USC, has a pretty nice season to debut in college. Was an all-freshman team in the Pac-12. Put about 9 points, 5 rebounds a game on a team that went to the tournament as a 10 seed. Just a complimentary piece for them that was able to hit the glass, showed some athleticism, showed the ability to make some plays off the dribble. Goes to Louisville, which we know was a you-know-what show last year. And just his numbers on paper aren't terrible, like 12 points, 6 rebounds, shot about 45% from the field. Not great from three. I think it was 29% last year, just hovering about 30%. I know that shot selection wasn't great there. It sounds like his defense really was lackluster. But this kind of came out of nowhere, admittedly. So Illinois, we've talked about a number of transfers. Trey Wright, admittedly, has not been somebody that I've brought up. Got a call right before or during the show yesterday, like, hey, this is going to happen. And it sounds like Illinois kind of stealthily worked this one. They liked his upside. They felt like in a winning situation that they could get the most out of him. And they, of course, had to make sure that his mindset was in the right place, that he'd be able to accept some more accountability in terms of the defense and trying to get the most out of what has been somebody that has the potential to be an NBA type player, a pro type player, because of his skills and his physical gifts, like 6'7" and rangy, and not a crazy explosive athlete, but a pretty good athlete. If you watch some of his high school stuff, like he's playing above the rim, he was a big time high school player. So initial gut reaction, Kyle, on Trey White joining the mix. Another, we know Brad Underwood likes positional size, and to be able to have a bunch of guys that bring that to the table, maybe even some switchability if they want to do that defensively again. It looks like Trey could be that kind of a piece.
Yeah, I mean, my initial reaction is I don't have a huge one because I hadn't heard the name until he committed. Yeah. So I the tools are there. You can tell is really, really talented player that has a lot in the tank that hasn't maybe been showcased yet. And I know a lot of people have echoed the same thing, but based on the track record the last few years of landing transfers for Brad Underwood and the staff, like, I'm willing, if they see something in a guy that maybe doesn't jump off the page at you, not that he had a bad year last year or anything like that, but I'm willing to trust that. And I think that there's obviously a vision that Brad Underwood has for how he can use Trey and how to get the most out of him. And I also just think anybody that was in that dumpster fire at Louisville, like, they probably did some uncharacteristic things and got dragged down by the awful culture that was there and just a total losing program. Like, I think you surround this guy with a winning culture and put him on a team that can compete. It's clear he has the talent. It's clear he has ability, the length on the wing. I'm curious to know from your perspective, do you think this changes anything else about Illinois' like wing pursuits in the portal, or is this just a guy that they liked and they were going to take regardless? Because that's the one thing that I did raise my eyebrow at. Like, okay, you're adding a wing here, a guy that can't really shoot it all that well. What does that mean for your other targets? Is this a starting type guy? Is this a bench type guy? What, you think this is just somebody they liked and we're going to take, or is this one where maybe it speaks to something else in their portal pursuits?
No, that's a good question. I think it was just a piece that they liked and someone that, whether he's going to play, I think at Louisville he played mostly the 4. I don't know that he's a true 3, especially if Illinois gets who they want to get. And to that point, I think that they're still full-fledged foot on the gas for A.J. Storr, and he's the biggest priority on their board. And I was told that, this doesn't change their sell for him, how much they want him. This wasn't an indication of, they're getting dicey on what that looks like, so we better take a wing type, a bigger forward just in case type of thing. So Illinois losing, of course, Quincy Guerrier at the 4, and I know that they're still recruiting like stretch 4 types. Kerry Booth from Notre Dame's coming in here in a few days, and they've been involved in a couple other ones. Xavier Amos from Northern Illinois, Ben Humrickhouse from Evansville as well. So it's hard to tell right now until the pieces really come together of what his role will be. Like, will he be guaranteed starter. I can't say that for sure. He's been starting. He started 55 games at the high major level, and as a freshman on a USC tournament team, started 29 of the 33 games they played. So that's kind of been his role. He has the talent to be a starting type player in the Big Ten for sure. I still think they want a scoring wing. Like Trey White isn't a put the ball in his hands most possessions and let him create and let him be the focal point of your offense, which I think that A.J. Storr would be if he were to come in here and try to fill some of the shoes that were left by Terrence Shannon Jr. So I still think they're going to be involved with him. I think Otega Owe from Oklahoma on the wing is still a guy that they like a lot. And if they don't get Storr, is someone that they're going to be very interested in. I think the timing of Storr is very interesting still, because I think if it could very well go Ray J. Dennis-like. I know that, not saying that it's going to go against Illinois, but I do think he's someone, I can bring up an example that went Illinois' way, like Matthew Meyer went through the NBA draft combine, didn't decide until after he pulled out then to go to Illinois. Ray J. Dennis on the flip side didn't really get into visit mode. I know he took a couple of visits before or during that process, but didn't really get into decision mode until he pulled out of the draft, although we all knew that he wasn't going to stay in. But I wonder if A.J. Storr is going to do that and wait until mid to late May to make his official call, and how much of the options get limited by that, or how much are you on the hook by chasing A.J. Storr because of that. I think that's very, very interesting. So I do, admittedly, like, how much does this affect a role for a guy like Luke Goody? How much does this affect a role for a guy like a Ty Rodgers? Like, obviously Trey White is different from a skill set standpoint, from a strength standpoint, than Luke Goody. Luke Goody being a bona fide shooter, where Trey White just doesn't do that. Like, he's a 29% three-point shooter. Maybe he gets better.
Do you think there's more in his three-point shot? I know you mentioned shot selection, and I don't know. Do you think he could ever be like a 35% three-point shooter with better shots?
Yeah.
More of a, you bring in a point guard and bring in some other pieces around him and get him more, catch and shoot, spot up type of looks.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good question. And on the note of 35%, that was his catch and shoot number last year. So I think him taking threes off the dribble hurt his efficiency. And admittedly, when I was trying to dig around on what people thought of him yesterday, I told everybody, like, I didn't catch a lot of Louisville basketball games last year. And I still haven't had a lot of time to go and to watch a lot of the film, other than, like, I've seen the highlights and everything, but in highlights they make everything, so you didn't see the other 70% of the threes that he missed. But it sounds like he took some tough shots, off the dribble shots, some shot selection in a team that won 8 games last year that they kind of were allowed to take, needed him to take, that in a better situation he should have more openings. He should be less of a focus, especially if you get like an A.J. Storr. Sort of that question, I think that their thinking is a healthier shot diet will improve the efficiency of him. I don't think he's a knockdown shooter, but he could be a serviceable shooter.
I'd take that. I get a little concerned at this point adding more non-shooters.
Yeah,
I don't know if
for sure.
I wouldn't necessarily consider him a non-shooter, but man, you got some questionable three-point shooting on this roster coming back, and you added Jake Davis, but who knows what type of role he'll play. Yeah, I'd probably want every commitment from here on out to be a guy who can make like 37% from three.
No, that's very fair. I will say his mid-range jumper percentages were very good. So he's a guy that can kind of hit you with a pull-up mid-range, 15 to 20 feet there.
You mentioned, too, he has maybe a little bit of mid-post Marcus Domask booty ball to him, too.
Yeah, I think it's something that they really like about him is his ability to back some guys down, especially in some matchups where he gets a smaller defender. His passing numbers, like, he only averaged like 1.5 assists per game last year. So, of course, a big part of booty ball. If you're going to run it like Illinois did last year, you're going to have to be able to find open guys and have feel and all that type of thing. So I'm not saying that he would be like the booty ball initiator, but he could. They definitely want to have some like mid-post ISOs, and I think that's definitely something that they like. That's what I've heard for sure. And kind of grand scheme, before we catch a break here, I just heard that, I know that in doing their homework, they checked around with some NBA people because he was on, after what he did at USC as a freshman and being who he was as a prospect, like he was on some NBA radars. It still sounds like there were enough of a feedback out there that, hey, in the right situation, getting the most out of him, he's someone that's got pretty good upside. So while his recruitment was very quiet, even I've been asked by people like who else was in the mix. At this point, I don't know. Like there was nothing reported of here's the teams that have reached out to Trey White. I know that there's a lot of stuff that goes on Twitter about lists of contacts and cutting their lists and taking visits and in-homes and Zooms. There was literally like nothing on Trey White out there. So it was very much kept low-key. Illinois' involvement was kept very much low-key. And he is on board, though, with Jake Davis. We'll talk more about other options for Illinois, including another visitor added to the list coming up this weekend. If you want to weigh in, you can, 217-359-2255 on the U of I Atlanta Lake text line. Thoughts on Trey White, thoughts on how it impacts the roster, thoughts on Kylan Boswell, AJ Storr, anything and everything, hit us up on the text line. We'll be back talking more Illini hoops off-season. This is The Drive.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
And now, Kelsey Briggs, owner of Salon 105 in Mahomet.
We have a luxury destination salon located out here in Central Illinois, and we have stylists here for everybody and any need. We have a very wide range of stylists that can cover any needs. There is somebody that can provide any services from a perm to a balayage to extensions and everything in between. Every stylist that works here is certified in Bellohaven hand-tied extensions, and we do a lot of education. We bring in high-level educators from all over the world and invite local salons to come out here and learn. So not only do we welcome clients here, but we also welcome other stylists or salons in the area to come and learn.
To book your appointment at one of the premier salons in Central Illinois, go to salon-105.com. That's salon-105.com.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in?
Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Madison Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth. Since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Back on the drive with Sam Piper, ESPN Radio 93.5. We'll get to a couple of your texts here coming up soon. Did want to plug a few things here real quick. Tomorrow, we had to reschedule because of the late Cardinals game and cutting into our show, but we're going to have Steve Francis on tomorrow talking about the Illini 100 World of Outlaws Farmer City Racing, which will be Friday and Saturday. That's the 12th and the 13th. Excited to get filled in on that. Steve Francis, Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer, now the director of the Late Model Series with the World of Outlaws. I know that Lon said that is a really big deal, so we will have that tomorrow to get you all the details and how you can check that out. Also, if you missed it, Brad Underwood was on with Diane and Stevie this morning. You'll have to podcast that if you weren't able to check that out, but he was plugging his Coaches versus Cancer event as he does every spring at Gordyville. That's Tuesday, April 16th. Pretty cool guest list, as he always has. Last year, Fran McCaffrey, Fred Hoiberg, Tom Izzo, and Matt Painter. It was quite a studly list of Big Ten coaches. This year, legendary TV analyst Bill Raftery and Oakland head coach Greg Kampe, who, of course, upset Kentucky in the first round. So look forward to that. I get a chance every year to go out for the media portion of it. And, again, if you missed Brad, definitely podcast that from this morning with Stevie and Diane. We'll continue our talk on Illini basketball, the offseason, the transfer portal. Wade hits on what I wanted to get to next on the U of I Illini Link text line. Kylan Boswell visiting this weekend, I hear. I've heard the same thing, Wade. He will be here on Friday. The Champaign native, the transfer from Arizona, entered the portal yesterday, which was big news. A guy that will be considered one of the top guards in the portal. I know that he didn't finish the season all that well, but still averaged around 9 or 10 points, 3.5 assists, shot 38% from three, despite going cold down the stretch in the postseason. A guy that's only 18 years old, turns 19 next week, 2 years of eligibility remaining. Kyle, I want to talk a little bit more about this one with you. We kind of kicked it around a little bit yesterday. Admittedly, I need to dive in a little bit more. I didn't watch a ton of Arizona last year. I did see the early season game against Duke, which he was really, really good in. You see his game logs, like up and down, especially in Pac-12 play, was inconsistent. I know that in just kind of reading, engaging what Arizona fans have had to say about him, that he had some disappointing showings. Like there was some real duds in his season as they went on the road and had a few disappointing losses where he didn't show up and have a great game. Was in the competition with Caleb Love and Jaden Bradley, the transfer from Alabama, for playing time, but he still started every game and played a good chunk of minutes. Definitely a good shooter, definitely a guy with a physical build. You could probably even afford to lean him up a little bit to try to get him to be a little bit more explosive and just kind of laterally quick and whatnot, but I know he's a competitive defender, a guy that can get through screens, and bona fide 5-star prospect, played on the USA junior national team coming out of high school, and there's more to tap into with Kylan Boswell, even though you can say what you want about him and through his 2 years so far, a guy that reclassed and played really young as a freshman, now as a sophomore. I've shared this, and I don't know if I mentioned it on the show yesterday, but he is, after he turns 19, he'll be 19 going into his junior year. Trent Frazier was 19 before his freshman season even started. So that kind of just gives you a little bit of context of just what he could still develop into, mature, those type of things. And I do think a fresh start would be good for him and a chance to get closer to his family here in the Champaign-Urbana area. So him joining a nice visit list for Illinois over the next handful of days, starting with this weekend. What do you make of Kylan Boswell kicking things off at Illinois for his first visit since hitting the portal?
I've always felt like with him, ever since Illinois lost him to Arizona originally, that there was going to be a day where he would enter the portal and he would play at least a season for Illinois before his college career was over. That's the thing with like these high school recruitments now is if you finish second for a guy, you might still get him for a period of time. And I think this is one where you can obviously see the connection, a guy who grew up in Champaign, and I think he's super talented. Like he was really up and down for Arizona, but man, like 18 years old. Like he was basically a freshman. I know it was his second year of college, but he was a reclass freshman 2 years ago, didn't really play. All of a sudden he's a starting point guard for a 2 seed in the tournament. And he had some great moments. Now there were some games, especially kind of correlated with some of Arizona's upset losses and some of their, not as good performances, but he would kind of no-show and be a non-factor and kind of disappear from a game. But when he was good, he was really good. He made shots. There were games where he would take some really big late-game shots for them and make those. And I think there's still some more upside as more of a true, like, creator passer. His assist numbers weren't super high for them, but I think part of that is also because Caleb Love had the ball in his hands so much, and they had a lot of different weapons there. And while he was a guy bringing the ball up most of the time, he wasn't like a super high usage, like balls in his hands every time down, initiating actions type guy. So I think that there's a lot of untapped potential still left with him, and that's added alongside a guy who was already pretty good. Like he wasn't bad last year. He was inconsistent, but he was already pretty good. And I think you could actually, with 2 years of him, which is what you would assume to get if you were to land him, you could turn him into a pretty good point guard, all Big Ten caliber point guard, at least by the time he's a senior. I think the upside is there for him, and I would be thrilled to land him. I've said for a while that I would prefer kind of a fifth-year older veteran experienced point guard if I could have my choice, but I would make an exception for a Champaign guy with this much talent, former five-star, and a guy who has already proven he is a capable high major contributor at the point guard spot.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of guys his age that already have – there's probably none that have 2 years of high major experience. And like you said, have been part of some winning teams. I do like these coming from an offense that, number one, has been really, really effective and plays with a lot of pace, likes to get out in transition. Arizona's been one of the best transition teams each of the last 2 years in college basketball, so we know how much Brad Underwood likes to get out and run and play with tempo, and he's used to being the ball handler or one of the ball handlers in an offense like that. I also feel like we still have to see if A.J. Storr is going to end up at Illinois, and if it's not him, will there be another kind of alpha offensive piece? Not to say that I think Kylan Boswell can play in a lot of pick and rolls, and they'll look to do that a decent amount, especially under the assumption or just the likelihood that Marcus Damas does not get a sixth year, and he's not your initiator next year. Of course, if you can get him back, you'd love to. And I actually still think that Boswell would fit really well because he's a great spot-up shooter. Like his catch-and-shoot numbers are outstanding. I was running the numbers today for an article I'm going to write going into this weekend. Through 2 seasons of college basketball, even as a young freshman and young sophomore, 41% on catch-and-shoot. So a guy that as a spot-up, even when he's not the guy off the bounce making the play or if the ball gets swung around, he's a dangerous player from the outside to let it fly. So I know we're going to talk about and have talked about Dante Maddox from Toledo is coming in early next week. If your starting backcourt is Kylan Boswell and Dante Maddox, you got a lot of shooting ability with those two. And I think that if A.J. Storr is that wing, which he's not going to be an easy get, but if he's that wing that attracts a lot of attention, that you try to slot into a Terrence Shannon-like role and try to develop him in terms of somebody that you put the ball in his hands and he goes to make plays downhill, having that floor spacing for a really, really good athlete, knowing that the guards that you have in Maddox, if you do get him, Boswell, if you do get him, are just knockdown shooters, that's ideally what you want. So I would be thrilled with Kylan. Admittedly, I'm biased on this one. His uncles grew up down the street from me. They went to Centennial. Both of his parents.
So you got to close this recruitment down for us.
I
then.
should, yeah. Some people blame me for the last time. Second time's a charm. Both of his parents from the area, from Champaign-Urbana. I think his dad went to Urbana. His mom, I believe, went to Central. And they have family. They have grandparents. There's a lot here that would be attractive to getting his family to games. And maybe just for a player that I've said it before, could use kind of a fresh start. Maybe that would help just have that family backing and grounding here in Champaign. It's always a cool dynamic, too, to play for your hometown. Your home state is obviously a big deal. And I know it meant a lot to Ayo Dosunmu and meant a lot to some other guys. But I think for like a hometown guy like a Ravonte Rice, it was cool when Trent Meacham, you're probably too young, Kyle, when he was playing for the Illini, but when he came back to play, that was always really cool. And I think that there's a lot of potential there for just NIL, marketability and all that kind of stuff. And he could be they sold him on trying to be a hometown hero out of high school. Maybe he could still be one out of the portal.
All right, we got to get one more break real quick, but first give us a rundown of the other targets and if any of those guys are going to be on campus anytime soon.
Kerry Booth will be here with Boswell on Friday. Booth, the 6'10" stretch 4 from Notre Dame. He was a freshman last year, still only 18 years old. It's interesting. I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about this after the break before we finish up here. But is this just a coincidence, or is the staff looking at guys with multiple years of eligibility that could maybe build something that's beyond just next year? Trey White coming in and has 2 years of eligibility left. Maybe he's here for 2 years. Maybe Boswell will be here for 2 years. Dante Maddox will be a 1-year guy. He's going to visit Illinois early next week, but they do like Kerry Booth quite a bit. And we know that a guy like Morez Johnson would come as a freshman. If Amani Hansberry's sticking around, he's got a number of years of eligibility left. Let's hit on that before we get out of here. 217-359-2255. If you want to hit us up, weigh in on your thoughts on Kylan Boswell visiting this weekend and anything else Illini basketball related. But I want to tackle that next. Is Brad Underwood up to something that's beyond just next year? We'll hit on that. After this is The Drive.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champaign, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champaign. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. You've heard about the doggy bag, right? From Bulldog Disposal Muhammad, a 6 cubic yard canvas bag that can be used for easy cleanup instead of a big dumpster. The one-time use bag is now available and you can save the delivery charge. Get the doggy bag at Do It Best Hardware in Champaign at 107 West Springfield. So fill up the bag, call Bulldog Disposal, have it disposed of, and you'll be organized. Go to bulldoggybag.com for all the details. That's bulldoggybag.com.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Bring on spring. Get the light and delicious Greek pizza, topped with premium mozzarella, feta, new sliced Kalamata olives, diced tomatoes, mild peppers, and red onions. It's the best Detroit-style pizza around with a crispy, crunchy, cheesy crust to the edge. Hurry in and enjoy a large Greek Detroit-style pizza for $16.99. Code word Greek. Jets. Better because it has to be.
Pia's is open. Catch all of your favorite MLB games on their big screens. Root on your favorite team wearing your Cubby Blue or your Cardinal Red. 1609 West Springfield in Champaign. Pia's offers not only a huge outdoor seating area, but indoor seating as well. Enjoy daily specials. It's the home of the Slugger Burger with buckets of beer and wings. Experience food, drinks, and fun at one of Champaign's best sports bars near Springfield and Madison, Champaign. Open 7 days a week. It's Pia's.
You have money